What a blowout! Holy shit! Well, Azul.
Oh,
it's a cool game though. It's fun.
I love it.
I love that. Like
it's
very like work with your luck and your logic.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of strategy, but there is a lot of randomness to it.
It's a lot. It's one of those games where it's like every time it's your turn, you have to go. What's the most points I can earn right now? Like, what's something that's going to earn me the most points?
But I feel like there's also an element of, at least towards the end game, if you're close to the front, you've got to be looking at, all right, who's my biggest threat and how can I try and stop them?
Yeah.
I do want to talk about briefly the other side of the board because I think this is great. I've played Azul enough that I finally started playing the variant version. It's all gray, so that means you can place tiles anywhere when you get to the end of the round.
But you can only do one of each kind?
Yes, one of each kind in each row and each column.
Okay.
So
they can't.
Depending on your strategy here, when you get to a full row, you may not actually be able to score any points for it because there's nowhere for you to place it. Because maybe you don't have any reds in this row, but you filled these 4 spots, and you've already got a red in this column, so you can't put a red there.
Damn.
So you still
have restrictions on where you can put.
Yeah, because you can't put more than one in the same row and column. They have to be.
Yeah.
So you have to have like almost a version of this picture in your head the whole time.
It depends, because that's the way I've always played it, but I've only played it.
But you're not filling out the whole thing, so
you're probably not going to get as many tiles as you did this game on your board. So maybe when you min-max and you get into the game with a 4-player game, you might be going, I'll never be able to finish that row if I do this, but I will score so many more points now.
That's interesting.
Are the amount of tiles on the factories based on the amount of players?
Yes.
The number
of factories is based on the number of players. There's always 4 tiles per factory, but there's less factories per depending on the player count. Which means with lower player counts, you're less likely to get through the entire bag.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit more randomness there in terms of, we may not see all of the blue tiles this game. So I might not be able to
committing to stuff that's dangerous.
But there's also less people competing for those tiles, so there's a little bit more strategy to it. I don't know. It kind of the balance is interesting.
It feels like that probably gets very fast around 3 or 4 when you just start being like, I know exactly what I need. How do I get that thing?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot more screw your neighbor to it.
Yeah.
When it's only 2 players because you can really focus in on what's going to benefit me or what's going to detriment him.
Yeah.
Whereas you only do that with like the leader and the 4
Right.
players.
Yeah.
4. And then, okay. Yeah, I gotta take these. I gotta grab these up right here.
No, you get to put 3 of them in the 3rd row.
Yeah, you know what? I can also put 3 of my fucking foot up.
You only have 2 feet.
Yeah, well, that's what you think. Oh my god, this is a slaughter. Well, good game, guys. I felt like I was doing okay, and then I undid all the bonus points I got from other things.
Just prolong the end of the game.
Yeah, by a lot. That's rough.
I have not played the variant board with more than 2 players, and I'm really curious to see how it plays out. I always do take the strategy of, let me try and get something along these lines.
Right, yeah.
Where I just,
you have to remember,
I'll start with the middle, because that gives me the most options going forward. But from there, I will always go, all right, if there's yellow here, that means yellow's going here or here. And that's it. Right. And that's what I stick with all the way through. That may not benefit you in the long run if you're not getting a ton of tiles onto your board.
Right, if you
I don't know, that'd be interesting.
I
don't know. I don't know what time it is, but
no, I think it's late enough that we are going to call it here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Azul. This is a classic that or a modern classic anyway that
it's really good. Yeah,
if we're all back
gameplay
on
this is stellar.
This
absolutely.
Azul is a classic.